What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you dropping by for another video where today we're going to be talking about the practice report, injury report, things that we're hearing. Mostly just an injury update. And of course, as always, starting with the Bears, they have Keenan Allen, massive piece. Obviously coming in, been with the Chargers his whole career. First season with the Bears, not starting on the right foot for him. I think he's 34 years old. He's injured, but he's still one of the best receivers in the league when he's on the field. He has a heel injury. He is not practicing today. He didn't play in their last game. So we'll see if he ends up being out with the secondary and the defense being the way the defense is. Having Keenan Allen out would help us a lot. So we'll see what happens with that. Right now, I don't know if it's favorable for him to end up playing, especially with Rome Odunze. He played in the last game, even though, probably a bit limited. He was limited in practice today. Rome Odunze was, so he's probably going to be playing again. But again, Keenan Allen did not practice. We'll keep an eye on that as the week goes. Three other guys not practicing. Fullback Kari Blasingame. Offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins, who's probably their best offensive lineman, to be completely honest with you, for an offensive line that's not very good. So that's a pretty big deal for them. And then Zach Pickens is also did not practice today. And then the limited participants for them, Kareem, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. I'm not going to lie to you. Another offensive lineman, quad. Another offensive lineman, Nate Davis, groin. So all three of the offensive linemen that they have, you have thigh, quad, groin. They're covering all their bases for leg injuries on the offensive line. Then they got a bunch of defensive linemen that were limited. Andrew Billings, Montez Sweat, who's been in the league for a while now, was with Washington, got traded to the Bears last year. They've been much better, especially on defense, since they got Montez Sweat, and then DeMarcus Walker. And those three guys dealing with their own injuries. And of course, like I mentioned, limited was Rome Odunze. That covers all their injuries. Looks like they have 4 people did not practice, 6 people limited in practice. So a lot for them to keep an eye on through the week. And as we come over, start looking at the Colts and what's going on here. Of course, we know Matt Gay missed another 50-yarder after presumably coming back early. Pardon the interruption. I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you stopping by the channel. And I also want to say that when I look at the analytics, 50% of the people that come by and watch this channel are not subscribed. So as Peyton's telling you to do here, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn those notifications on so you get notified when any videos come out. Now, if you need any further proof of why you need to subscribe, when you look at the numbers, 62.4% of the views on this channel over the last month have come from people that are not subscribed to the channel. So again, if you're one of those people, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you so much. And let's get back into the video. From a hernia injury and a hernia surgery, comes back early, misses a kick for us at a crucial time. Should have been on the field for offense, but nonetheless, he has a right quadricep injury. Did not practice on Wednesday. Presumably, probably not going to play this upcoming week. Again, another injury popping up. Probably came back a little early. Just let Spencer Schrader go. See what he can do at this point. Probably put Matt Gay on the IR. Just let Spencer Schrader do his thing. If the kid does well while Matt Gay's on IR, then you figure out what you're going to do with Matt Gay. Ideally, you'd want Matt Gay to come back, and whenever he comes back, to start knocking through a bunch of 50-yarders, and then in the offseason, try to trade Matt Gay for obviously it'd be something small. It's a kicker, so you're not going to get much back, but try to get something back for Matt Gay. Ideally, that's what would happen. But, Matt Gay just in training camp, in the preseason, not performing extremely well. So coming into the season, he's already missed a couple of 50-yarders. If the kid does well, let the kid go, right? And then let's run with Spencer Schrader. He kicked in Indiana, at Notre Dame in college. Let's just go ahead and roll with him for the foreseeable future. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, hey, let's go ahead and do that. But again, for this week, Matt Gay not going to be playing. We'll see what happens with him going forward. Latu also did not practice today because of that hip injury. He's considered day-to-day was the last thing that I had seen. So we'll see what happens with him. Hopefully he's able to get back on the field, right? We're obviously going to be without DeForest Buckner. So having Latu be able to get on the field and try to put pressure on a rookie quarterback that hasn't looked great so far and go against an offensive offensive line that's been one of the worst, if not the worst, in the NFL through the first 2 weeks. Like, big opportunity for Latu to come in, start to rack up some of those numbers, right? A little behind the ball, first couple weeks, hasn't played a whole lot, so hasn't had really the opportunity to get out there and make a name for himself as possible defensive rookie of the year, because Gus Bradley won't just let the dogs off the leash and he won't let the best players play. So we'll see what happens with Latu. Hopefully he's able to play, because he would have a massive game, in my opinion, if he's able to play. I think Quiddy going up against his matchup could have, a couple sacks this week too. I expect us to be able to get a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams, and for him to be out and trying to make a lot of different plays out of the pocket. So, and we'll see. Our defense isn't great in that situation. So, again, maybe Caleb Williams looks like a world beater, but something that could help with him possibly not looking like a world beater is going to be Julian Blackman getting back on the field, a full participant in practice today with that shoulder injury, obviously missing the last game. And did it matter much? Probably not a whole lot. They were able to run all over us. How much would Julian have really been able to help? Who knows? But able to get back on the field. And then another guy able to get back on the field just like he did last week. Limited participant 2 days last week, and then a full participant on Friday. Josh Downs, who did not play in the game after practicing fully on Friday, is able to come in, practice fully on Wednesday. He said that he expects to play. And I'll tell you what, our offense could sorely miss him. I thought Nate Atkins made a good point, and I've tried to echo these sentiments, but where Josh Downs comes back and Josh Downs just gives us a level of versatility, right? The underneath game, we haven't been able to sustain drives. Josh Downs can do that. And one thing I want to quote Nate Atkins, exactly what he said. He said, "A lack of drive-sustaining plays has been the main issue with the Colts offense. Too many deep threes and not enough layups. Anthony Richardson and fans alike should be ecstatic for one's return. Josh Downs is a mismatch in the slot and will remind us that layup lines are important." So being able to hit those layups, having a guy like Josh Downs that can be the guy underneath, really good hands for Josh Downs, somebody that when the ball's thrown at him, I expect him to catch it. Don't have those questions like we have with the other receivers. Also somebody that with the ball in his hands is dangerous, can make plays with the ball in his hands, and you bring him back. If people want to pay attention to Alec Pierce over top, Josh Downs is going to be able to work underneath, and vice versa, right? Josh Downs, if he's getting picked up underneath because he's gashing teams, then what you have with Alec Pierce is going to be available down the field. Now, where does Michael Pittman Jr. come into play here? He hasn't really gotten going. He has a couple of drops, hasn't looked great through the beginning of the season. Alec Pierce has been the number one receiver for us, actually. And if I hope I saved it. I didn't save it. But essentially, Alec Pierce, when you line him up with other receivers, all the other receivers in the NFL this year, I think he's like top 5 in everything right now. So at least in some of the big stats, he's top 5 right now. So right now, Alec Pierce been our best receiver. Josh Downs coming back, going to have a massive impact. And that's the big news, right? DeForest Buckner going on the IR, but Josh Downs coming back. Julian Blackman presumably coming back. Kenny Moore pops up with a thumb injury, but he's a full participant. Rodney Thomas is the second, has a shoulder injury, but a full participant. So the big news, Matt Gay did not practice. Latu did not practice. Julian Blackman, full participant. Josh Downs, full participant, and expects to play in the game against the Bears. And then for the Bears, Keenan Allen was not at practice. Tevin Jenkins not at practice. Rome Odunze and Montez Sweat both limited at practice. So those are the injuries we'll be watching coming in. Expecting Spencer Schrader to be a factor this week instead of Matt Gay. And hopefully Matt Gay can come back at some point. Maybe we can get some value out of Matt Gay at some point. That's the hope, at least. So we'll see what happens. We'll continue to pay attention to this. Opening up my schedule here. I know for a fact I work tomorrow evening, so I won't be able to get the practice report to you until Friday and talk about that. And then I do work Friday evening as well. Won't be able to talk about any of that practice report until Saturday. So I won't have immediate updates, but we will be doing updates. We also have a video coming out in just a little while. I meant to have it out earlier today to you guys. Ended up messing up on that one, but we will have that video. It's the game plan video for Chicago. Gonna want your guys' opinion, gonna want your guys' feedback. You let me know what you think about this video down in the comment sections and the current injury reports. And of course, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get notified anytime we have any content on this channel. As you can tell, we have plenty of content coming, plus the stream on Sundays. So again, subscribe, notifications on. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.